Have you ever felt uneasy about the person living next door, the one you barely know but see every day? Imagine that person being a serial killer, hiding in plain sight, blending into the fabric of society like a chameleon. This is the chilling tale of Terry Rasmussen, a man who mastered the art of deception, leaving a trail of shattered lives in his wake. Today, we delve into the twisted world of the chameleon killer, unraveling the mysteries that allowed him to escape capture for years. Join us as we embark on a journey into the depths of human darkness, where the line between predator and prey blurs and the truth becomes as elusive as Rasmussen himself. Number 1. The mysterious disappearance. In the usually quiet town of Millfield, things took a shocking turn when Sarah Johnson, a 24-year-old local, mysteriously vanished. She was last seen hanging out at a bar with friends. When it was time to head home, Sarah was nowhere in sight. Her friends scoured the area, but it was like she had just disappeared into thin air. The cops were called in, kicking off a full-blown investigation. Days turned into weeks, and there was still no sign of Sarah. Everyone in town was on edge, trading guesses and gossiping about what could have happened. Some thought maybe Sarah just took off to start fresh somewhere else, but others had a gut feeling something more sinister was at play. Then, the plot thickened. Another young woman went missing under eerily similar circumstances, but this time, it ended tragically. Her body was found a few days later in a wooded area just outside Millfield. The police didn't waste any time linking the two cases. It was clear they had a serial killer hiding in plain sight. The creepiest part is that the person would change how he looked and acted, blending in perfectly with his surroundings and making it super hard for anyone to spot him. Still, Millfield couldn't shake off the chilling reality of the killer. Number 2. The Grizzly Discoveries. The tale of Terry Rasmussen, known as the Chameleon Killer, is a chilling chapter in the annals of true crime. The scope of his crimes is horrifying. He's suspected of ending the lives of at least 6 people across the U.S., including Sarah McWaters and 2 innocent children. The revelation of his crimes sent shivers down spines, especially when the bodies of his victims were found scattered in different locations. This pattern of discovery was key to piecing together the grim puzzle of his actions. His chosen victims. What sets Rasmussen apart in the dark world of serial killers is his eerie method of targeting people he knew personally. Unlike many serial killers who target strangers, Rasmussen chillingly preyed on those within his social circle. A master of disguise, his ability to seamlessly assume new identities made him a ghostly figure, difficult to trace and identify, a string of tragedies. His suspected body count includes at least 6 people, tragically involving young children. Gruesome discoveries. The bodies found in disparate locations ultimately helped law enforcement connect the dots. Number 3. The Chameleon Aspect. Terry Rasmussen's knack for blending into different environments and slipping into various identities earned him the sinister nickname, the Chameleon Killer. His ability to switch identities was so uncanny, it was as if he could become a completely different person overnight. He had a bunch of aliases like Curtis Kimball, Gordon Jensen, Larry Vander, and Bob Evans. With these different personas, he weaved in and out of lives in New Hampshire and California, leaving chaos in his wake. The guy was like a ghost, always one step ahead of the law. He kept changing his name and moving from place to place, making it super hard for the cops to connect the dots between his crimes. It was this knack for slipping into new identities and blending into different communities that really made catching him a nightmare. Rasmussen was a master of disguise, staying under the radar for years. He left behind a chilling legacy of unsolved murders and missing people, always managing to escape just when law enforcement was catching up. It's this elusive nature and his jigsaw puzzle of identities, His saga is a stark reminder of how far some people will go to hide their true selves and continue their dark deeds. He hopped from identity to identity, state to state, committing horrific acts along the way and leaving a path of destruction behind. Number 4. Unraveling the Mystery. The investigation into Terry Rasmussen was like peeling back the layers of a dark, intricate mystery. With a list of aliases longer than your arm, Rasmussen wove a web of deceit and destruction through families in New Hampshire and California. His talent for morphing into different personas threw law enforcement off his scent, making it a real headache to link his crimes together. One of the most baffling twists in this case was the grim discovery of bodies in various spots, including the secluded woods near Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. The scene was straight out of a horror movie. The bodies of his victims, including his own daughter and Sarah McWatters, were found crammed into two 55-gallon drums in the wilds of New Hampshire. The case turned ice cold until 2000, when a New Hampshire trooper, digging into the 15-year-old cold case, stumbled upon another metal drum just 100 yards from the first. Inside are the remains of 2 more young victims. However, that is not where the episode ends. The case remains mysterious, unresolved, and contentious. If you're already here, please click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Now let's go back to the enigmatic journey. Number 5. Terry Rasmussen's dark past. Rasmussen, a name that became synonymous with chilling deceit and brutality, was the mastermind behind the Bear Brook murders in New Hampshire. This guy had a list of aliases as long as your arm. Curtis Kimball, Gordon Jensen, Larry Vanner, and Bob Evans were just a few of his alter egos. Born in Colorado in 1943, Rasmussen was a drifter, slipping through states and slipping past the law under various fake names. His dark journey likely kicked off in New Hampshire in the late 1970s. What's really twisted about Rasmussen's story is how his messed up family life got tangled up with his crimes. His own daughter, whose identity remains a mystery, was dragged into his sinister world, traveling to New Hampshire with another family. Tragically, they all ended up in barrels hidden in the woods near Bear Brook State Park. The gruesome discovery included Rasmussen's daughter and Sarah McWatters, all crammed into 2 55-gallon drums. Figuring out Rasmussen's true identity was like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. His knack for blending into different communities and constantly changing identities made it a nightmare for the cops to link his crimes and figure out who he really was. This decades-long string of horrific acts involving missing and murdered women and children finally revealed Rasmussen as the most mysterious killer. His tale, a tangled web of aliases and atrocities, unravels a shocking tale that's as much about his dark past as it is about the horrifying crimes he committed. Number 6. Capture and Justice. The case, known by a host of aliases like Curtis Kimball, Gordon Jensen, Larry Vanner, and Bob Evans, reads like a detective story. He was eventually revealed as the notorious serial killer behind the Bear Brook murders in New Hampshire. Cracking this case took years of tireless detective work, cutting-edge genetic genealogy, and a steadfast commitment to justice. Rasmussen's real identity was unearthed using investigative genetic genealogy, a pioneering technique in crime solving. Linked to at least 5 grisly murders with fears of even more victims, Rasmussen's fable is a tapestry of tragedy and mystery. His capture shone a light on a dreadful series of missing and murdered women and children, tracing back to him and finally offering some semblance of closure to their grieving families. Though Rasmussen died in prison in 2010, serving time for murdering his girlfriend, his shadow lingered over other unsolved cases. The end of Rasmussen's reign of terror the Chameleon Killer, closed a dark chapter in criminal history, bringing long-awaited peace to his victims' families and ensuring his horrific crimes did not go unpunished. What do you think was the turning point in the investigation? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep explorations into the world's most perplexing criminal cases. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest research. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.